Hello and welcome to Creative Full Time. I'm your host, Alison Mullings. Today I'm sitting down with Paulina and Zach, co creators of Vita Bella Entertainment, a Toronto theater production company, and they have an upcoming performance on October 25th that sounds so cool. It is called Confidential Musical Theater Project. You buy tickets, you have no idea what you're about to see as an audience member, and as a cast member, you have never rehearsed with your castmates before, put on a musical, and you just have fun. But if you have so many questions like I did, enjoy this interview. More details on it, but be sure to grab your tickets October 25th. Welcome. Thank you so much for reaching out to be on the podcast.
Yeah, of course. Thank
And
you so much for having us.
oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. So Vita Bella Productions, tell me how this came to be.
Yeah, so Vita Bella Entertainment was it kind of started right off of the end of Stranger Things because Zach and I did a show together earlier this year, and that's how we met and formed a connection. And it was actually Zach's idea to do the confidential musical theater project, which I thought was a great idea, and I was fully on board to support it. Um, and it kind of just happened that he asked me to co-produce with him, and we kind of just have skill sets that kind of any production would benefit from. Like I have kind of like a content creation marketing background, he has a producing background, so together we're kind of this like dynamic duo with our individual skill sets that contribute that are needed for creating a theater company or putting on a show. uh, and we wanted to start a company that we would continue doing shows with because we just kind of want to add something to the Toronto theater landscape. We kind of want to kind of have a company that kind of creates like an environment that's very like open, like not exclusive, not, like I find a lot of these theater companies, there's just a lot of like barriers for artists to get through. And there's a lot of kind of, it creates a lot of kind of competition, sometimes like a lot of, um, and like animosity between people and all that. So like we kind of just want to create like a really positive environment for people to nurture their art. And yeah, we're very like our mandate is very much like creating beauty on stage and off stage. So we only really want to work with people. We don't care how good you are. We only want to work with people who are going to create a positive, fruitful environment for the production.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that, Zachary?
Yeah, well, Paulina said it all, but we also want to have fun. We want to present fun things. There's a lot of thinking theater going on, and especially like post pandemic, people want to come out and laugh. They want to have a fun time, clap their hands, get up and dance. Um, and I like both things, the just the full flashy entertainment and the stuff that makes you think afterwards. So we're gonna probably do a bit of both, but it's also good to add to the rich tapestry that is Toronto theater, with some more fun things because we just need to have more fun in the city.
Nice. That's awesome. And when you said working with people who bring like a positive energy and make it a great working environment, where did that stem from? Do you have trauma stories of the theater where it's just not a good working environment?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, I think like I personally truly believe that it all really comes from a scarcity mindset, kind of a lack of opportunity where like people and everyone's so talented, like everyone in the city is so talented. And I think it's kind of one of those things where everyone deserves to grow and everyone deserves to like have their moment and have their spotlight. Um, but I think unfortunately, just the theater industry hasn't recovered from the pandemic, and like there's just that like there's like a lack of opportunity, a lack of, and so I think like a lot of people have that kind of like scarcity mindset that breeds that kind of like toxicity, um and kind of like, and you know, like unnecessary like competitiveness, um and yeah, I think like we just need to, I think everyone just needs to kind of realize that like we really are stronger when we all support each other, and there really is no like one or two people coming on top if we are all like creating space for each other. And yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
we've got a boost community, the theater community, the entertainment community. You know, I've been producing for a long time, so I've seen the good, the bad, and everything in between. And the biggest thing for me, especially when we're producing or working with other people in the arts and theater and all the entertainment facets, is that you know it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And I mean that's the biggest takeaway that I think there's a lot of people that could learn from that. Just one sentence alone. It's just it's good to keep with you when you're going out there, because you know the pandemic closed a lot of theaters. They closed a lot of companies in the city where there were opportunities, like year-round opportunities in the city. So the opportunities have decreased, and there's a lot of people cropping up now to try and fill that gap. But you know, there's not that commercial sense to um, for lack of a better phrase, you know, to New York it up kind of thing. You know, we're a world class city, and our theater and entertainment. I mean, film and TV is wonderful in Toronto, but the theater and live entertainment space could be a little bit more ambitious, and so I think that's what we're gonna try and add to it and be nice about it.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, kind of like what Zach said about kind of it's more important to be nice than it is to be important. And that kind of is like at the crux of it all. I think, you know, like I think it's some people think that there's a lot of kind of like name dropping, like I know this person, I know this person, and or I've worked with this company, I've worked with this company, and then they think that puts them at like tiers of importance. And um, it's just, it's not something that we welcome with our company, even with Confidential. And like we can talk more about the cast later, but like we have cast members who are at all levels of their careers. We have people who have worked with Shaw, we have people who have worked with Mervish, people who have done professional theater, and we also have people who are still in theater school, people who don't have those like impressive credits. But every single person is humble and is just cares about the work and the craft and putting on 100%, because at the end of the day what you put on stage is how you're going to be perceived. The effort that you put on stage is going to be what like sets you apart, not what you've done in the past, not who you know. And so that's what we want to showcase.
Amazing. That's awesome. And tell me about this production that you have coming up at the end of October. It's very exciting.
Yeah, the Confidential Musical Theater Project.
Yes.
So this was created by Marian Abbott. It was created and produced by her in 2014. And between 2014 and 2019, it's kind of been ongoing. There were, I don't even know how many productions she did, but it was a lot. And they were all super successful. Everyone loved them. They were really fun. They kind of created this camaraderie within the community. And that's exactly why we wanted to bring it back, and what we kind of, the kind of energy that we want to bring back to the Toronto theater community. Um, it's essentially, the concept is that we cast a musical and the musical is secret, and we can't reveal what the musical is going to be until the show starts. And the audience basically buys their ticket not knowing what they're going to see. And the whole appeal is that you don't really know what you're going to see. It could be a show you know, it could be a show that you don't know, and you'll be introduced to a whole new show that maybe never gets produced in Toronto. Um, and the other aspect of it is that the cast never rehearses. and they're performing it for the first time. Like the audience is experiencing the show for the first time with the cast. So there's that kind of like connection with the audience and the cast. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I remember I've seen confidential musical theater projects in the past. I've also participated in one in the past. And it's a ton of fun for both the performers and the audiences. And once again, as long as, it's vital that everyone just cares about the craft and what they're how they're kind of leaning on each on stage. It's important for that the performers know how to lean on each other, how to help each other out, rather than making it all about them. And I think that's what made it so fun and kind of had that really positive community element to it.
And what's really kind of fun to think about now is that, you know, in the pandemic and post pandemic, there's a lot of people out there like really trying to do this immersive theater. I'm getting tired of hearing the phrase immersive theater, because it's nothing's all that quite immersive. You know, you can get to the theater and the set might come out around the seating, and that's immersive. But I think this is the true definition of immersive because the show starts when you buy your ticket. You're saying, yes, I'm gonna give you money to buy this ticket, and I'm not gonna know what I'm gonna see. I might, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna like the musical. Maybe it's my favorite musical of all time. But you're immersed in the mystery the minute you buy a ticket, up until the strains of the overture start the night. And I think it's just something different, something unique. In Toronto, we have so much going on in terms of live shows, comedy, theater, music, everything. So you've got to be a producer and be successful, you've got to do something that sets you apart. And I think this sort of thing really sets you apart. So I think it's the true immersive theater, and it's going to be a lot of fun on October 25th.
Amazing. That's awesome. So for the play being a secret, it's a play that already exists out there in the world, and it's just the script gets dropped at showtime. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, so yeah, it is a show that exists. It's a show that's published, that's probably been produced like in other cities and all that on Broadway. Um, and we delivered the script to the cast already, and they essentially just have to kind of prepare on their own. So
Okay.
yeah, so they prepare on their own, learn the music on their own, their lines on their own. They just don't perform, they don't rehearse together as a cast. They don't get the like direction, blocking, choreography that you normally get when you're putting on a show. They're kind of doing all that in the moment spontaneously and playing off of each other.
Fantastic. That is so much fun. Such a good idea. And when you're auditioning people for this performance, what are you looking for? Are you looking for, did you know what play or musical you were going to do and audition that way? Or were you just looking for people who had a really good knowledge of musical theater and well, I was going to say longer resumes, but I know some you said are in theater school. So, how did you go about your audition selection?
Well, we did virtual auditions, so self tapes. And we asked people to submit their headshot resume and 2 singing videos, and also to kind of get a sense of their personality or their intentions to give us kind of like little few sentences on why they want to do this. Um, and our selection, it was a lot of different factors because we did have a show in place that we were casting. So it wasn't just looking for people who were really talented. It was like when you're casting any show, you're looking for people who fit the parts. So like they would have to have the right vocal ranges for the parts, vocal capabilities. Um, we were also looking, and we were doing the casting with our director, who's Kristen Pepper, who is a really, really great actor, dancer, singer. And she was very, very, it was very critical for her and for us as well that the people that we cast were really, really good actors. Um, so it was how people were able to show their acting ability through their singing, which was kind of like the key factor that made us cast them. Was it wasn't just, oh, you have a pretty voice, oh, you have a good voice, yes, you can belt the house down, but can you tell us a story? Can you be compelling on stage when you're not given direction? Because that's the key. Like, can you be vulnerable and show us yourself and also make interesting choices without direction, without like the director helping you? So that was extremely important.
And without sets, props, and costumes on October 25th, so they've got to be able to convey what character they're playing. And they might be playing a character that's 60 years older than they are, so they've got to be able to telegraph that to the audience. And so, you got to be a strong actor to do that.
Amazing. And so, how many cast members do you have for this show?
So we have, I mean, I don't know if it's a big cast for confidentials, but we have about 14 people in this
Nice.
cast. Yeah. We can't give any more information
I know.
about like
I
the cast. Like,
can't ask my usual questions about
yeah,
character.
I know. Yeah, it's
No
different. It's
hints.
different. There's only so much we can talk about.
That's so fun, though. That is so cool.
Yeah.
14 characters. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like gonna Google what
Yeah,
show has
yeah,
one.
which show? No, I love surprises, so I
I
don't want
will
to
say a
spoil the
lot of
surprise.
them, but yeah,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
also, yeah, we're not gonna reveal all our secrets, but the show doesn't necessarily call for 14 actors. We just cast 14 actors.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that. Can't Google it now. Haha.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And where is your venue? Where is this taking place on October 25th?
We're doing it at Christ Church, Deer Park. It's quite near the St. Clair subway station, so that'll be fun because
Yeah.
the actors are not amplified. So a traditional theater really doesn't. It's not very conducive to this because voices don't carry like they used to in the old days in our theaters. So in a church with the great acoustics, nothing's amplified. So it's a real test in some old school.
Yeah, and traditionally, when Marion produced the confidential shows, she always did all of them in churches and community spaces. So we kind of wanted to keep that. Like we were also looking at like renting theater spaces, but it just didn't feel right because it needed to have that kind of like not super produced like spontaneous
Just
theater
thrown
vibes.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. That is
Yeah.
so cool. And for this production, do you technically have a director for it, or is okay? And
Yeah.
sound like what is it? Will the sound be tracks, or do you have musicians?
Yeah, so we have a musical director, or music director, I think it's technically called. It's Steve Lavoie, who also did a lot of the accompaniment for all the past confidential musical theater projects. And he's also going to be accompanying the show. So he's going to be playing the whole show by himself. It's just him and the piano. And it really is a testament to his skill with music because not only is he do accompanying the whole show, but he's also going to be essentially guiding the performers on the spot and kind of, you know, he'll help them recover if they can't find a note, if they forget the note, he'll help them. If they skip a whole section of the song, he'll just keep going and like figure out a way to bring them back. So it's like he's a really skilled pianist, and so it's going to be really great. You're not really just seeing the skill of the performers being able to just do it on the spot, but also him. um, and his role right now is there is no rehearsals, but he will kind of guide them through email, send some like vocal notes, give us assign vocal parts for ensemble and all that. Same with the director, Kristen. Aside from helping us cast the show, she's kind of leading the vision of the show in terms of like costuming. It's going to be very light costuming, but there will be some elements of like costuming props, and also just kind of guiding them about like character and acting notes, just kind of virtually one on one. Yeah.
Yeah, singing with the piano is a real skill. I can sing to a karaoke track pretty good, but singing with the piano, I get my timing for some reason just goes. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's and yeah, being able to keep up or slow down or skip a chunk, like that's amazing. So that's awesome. Congrats to them because I can't do that.
Yeah.
That
I
is
can't
so
either.
cool. Yeah, right? Yeah, I took piano lessons as a child and they did not last. That's awesome. So, what do you see the future of Vita Bella Entertainment? Where do you guys see yourselves heading?
Well, I think there's so much. Paulina and I were just talking about the other day, of things that we can do coming up after this one. I think the sky's the limit. I think for this entertainment company, theater shows, some musicals, plays, concerts, cabarets. Show development is something I think will be quite good to explore. But like anything, we'll do anything. I think we have a great mandate to provide some more entertainment to the city, provide more opportunities for artists, either well into their careers or just starting their careers. It'll be something for everybody.
Fantastic. And are you planning to do more of these performances that are thrown together the day of, or is this kind of it for the year?
This will be it for 2025 at least. But never
we
say
are
never.
running out of time
So
in 2025.
Yeah, never say never. Never say never. I think
It's true,
if everybody comes out to see this show,
as they should.
and supports it, then there will definitely be more.
Fantastic. Awesome. That is so cool. I'm so excited to see it. I think it's going to be such a unique and cool experience for sure.
I do want to say that I'm very excited about this cast. I think, like, even though I can't name them technically, their faces are on our social media if you wanna, and they're allowed to promote themselves. They can
Okay.
post that they're part of it. Um, but just the cast is so incredible and they've been so excited about it. And they just all seem so sweet and so committed. And I think people really should come out to see them just to see like the skill that they have.
yeah, I think people are in for a treat, and I think the cast is just going to be on top of the world when they do this show. So they're going to have a lot of fun.
Sounds like it's going to be so much fun. I mean, even if it all goes wrong, you're still going to have so much fun. It's
Well, that's
one
the
of those
thing.
things.
That's the thing is that, like it's kind of no pressure because the audience isn't coming in expecting perfection. It's like you know what you're coming for. You're coming to see a show that is being done on the spot. So it's almost kind of like the excitement of like what is going to happen? Like what is going to happen? Anything can happen. That's kind of like what live performance is all about, is kind of like that live spontaneous aspect,
Hmm.
but kind of like times 100.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
at first when you when I saw it advertised on Instagram, I was like, that sounds like a reoccurring nightmare that I've had where you show up and they're like, Allison, you're on stage. And I'm like, what am I doing? They're like, you know the script. Like, what?
Yes, I know. It's like the reactions have been so interesting because so many people have been like, "Oh my God, that sounds so scary. Like that sounds like the scariest thing." And it is scary. Like, and the cast is so brave for like
Yes.
wanting to do this. Um, yeah. And I mean
Yeah.
it's kind of like a test to, like not it's not really like a test of like your capabilities, but just kind of like how far are you willing to go as an artist
It
to really like yeah.
definitely feels like this it would stretch you as an artist for sure. Like it would
Yeah.
definitely push me, and I'm assuming anybody who does it, out of their comfort zone to be like, wow, this
Yeah.
is definitely something new that we're taking on. That is so cool.
Yeah. But the validation afterwards is like
100%. You did the thing.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and as I said a little earlier, that it's a unique immersive type of theater for the audience. It's a game as well. As Paulina said, we can't announce the cast, but for any detectives who are listening, you can try and piece together who's in the cast, and if they're real keeners, I did drop a hint through this conversation. So
Oh my goodness. I love a good Easter egg. I'm gonna watch this so closely as I edit it.
This is all part of our grand marketing strategy. It's
Yeah,
like
well, it's
getting
working.
all the like people, like the spies, the like people that will like look up someone's like their ex's entire like history or something. Like this is
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
This,
This
this
is
show is
for
for you.
and the Taylor Swift fans who like to listen to the lyrics and like
Yes.
debunk everything and figure out
Yes.
all the meanings of all the lyrics. This show is also for you.
If you're the type to like stalk your crush to like find their entire dating history, this show is for you.
100%. Yeah. If you find yourself on a late night scroll on a friend of a friend of a friend's profile, this show is for you. That's awesome.
That was great.
That is fantastic. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to see this show, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is going to be so much fun. Oh, my
Thanks.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. Doesn't that sound like a wicked cool performance? I am so excited to see it. October 25th. Get your tickets, and I will see you just as surprised as you are at the theater. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you in the next interview.